is the former UFC welterweight champion making his return to action for a very close to home fight at UFC London this weekend against Sean Brady. It is always my pleasure to speak to Leon Edwards. Leon, how are you?
I'm good. On the way to London now. Heading straight to the O2 to face off with Sean, so all good.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate you taking time, especially on fight week. Obviously, it's been a little while since we've seen you. You know, last July was the last time. Obviously, fighting at home is always special. So, was this kind of always the plan to kind of come back around this time, just because the London card, or was this just how the UFC worked it out?
Yeah, it was always a plan. I wanted a little bit of time off with the team, with the family. I bought a new house and just doing it all up. So yeah, it gave me a little time to just get stuff in order, and get refocused again and go again. So the UFC said they're coming back in March to London. I thought, okay, perfect. Let's wait for that and do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that. Listen, some fighters never get a chance to fight at home. Obviously, you've done this several times in a row. Is it always special though to get a chance to fight at home like this?
Yeah, 100%. Especially like at the O2. I think this is like my third main event at the O2, and the fans are crazy, and to be only a couple hours away from London is just perfect. It's on a second home now. So yeah, it's good. I enjoy fighting at home.
Absolutely. Now I know you had to deal with the change of opponents. It was kind of funny. I was thinking about your fight last night, and I was like, they just keep giving Leon grapplers over and over and over again. It's been since you fought Nate Diaz, since you fought a guy who was primarily a striker. And you get a striker. That Jack Della Maddalena fight would have been a ton of fun, and then you end up switching to Sean Brady. So was there any upset? Like, were you just like, man, like, because it seemed like that Jack Della fight would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would have been a great fight. Two strikers. I'm more mixed martial artist, but yeah, it would have been fun. But when I said to Sean, I was like, "It is what it is, right? It's a style that I'm used to, style that I've been training for the last 5 years now, and something that I'm used to, So it weren't too much of a thinking of it on it really. It's just more about getting our ducks in line and just going from there.
In a way, like, obviously, switching opponents is never ideal, but because you fought so many wrestlers and grapplers from Usman to Covington to Belal, it's almost like it's easier to get a guy like this because there isn't, like, you've done this so many times now in a row.
Yeah, exactly. It was way easier to adapt to a camp like this, because like I said, something that I've been used to now and for the last how many years, and my grappling is just as good, So I'm looking forward to going out there and proving that it's a mixed martial arts fight, not striker versus a wrestler. It's mixed martial arts,
Yeah. Can I ask, like, how familiar you were with Sean, his game, like how much you watched him? Because obviously he's been around the division, but he's just now kind of getting into that like top 5, top 6 range, kind of with his last fight with Gilbert Burns. So, I mean, how aware of Sean Brady were you?
I've seen a few of his fights. I've seen when he fought Gilbert, obviously. I've seen a few of his fights before that, So I kind of knew who he was. But after this camp, I was able to watch him more, study his game a little bit more. And like I said, it's a style I'm used to, a style that I was seeing before. So it's all good.
I'm curious because, like, when you fought Usman, like, Usman is known as a wrestler, but he actually has had, big knockouts on the feet. Even Colby Covington, as much as we define him as a wrestler, I mean, you look at his fight with, like, Robbie Lawler, where he went out there and actually had pretty good striking performance against a legend like that. Sean Brady's a little different. I mean, maybe Sean is suddenly becoming, like, the world-class striker, but I think there's no giant secret. Like, his bread and butter, his game is to take you down and try to put you on the ground and submit you, or ground and pound. Is it easier or harder when a guy seems, I know this, I'm not insulting him, it's a little more one-dimensional?
Yeah, I think it's easier to plan for, like I said, especially for someone like me, that's all I think. I was like, is takedowns he goes for, and he hasn't got much pop in his punches. It's more just like, it's similar to all similar in how they fight, So it's easier to plan for.
Yeah. Now, listen, Leon, you're not a guy who's dealt with loss or defeat very often in your career, only a couple of times. Obviously, before the Belal fight, it had been many, many years, and that was the Usman fight. That felt like, that was like whatever, like your second fight in the UFC, so it's been many, many years. Can I ask, like, when you deal with a loss like you had in the last one, some guys react differently. Some guys let it drag them down. They kind of get down and maybe getting depressed, down their feelings, and I get it, man. It's a big opportunity, big moment when you have a title fight like that. For you,
Yeah.
coming off that, like, does it serve as motivation? Do you allow yourself to like think about that fight, get angry about it? Do you just put it completely out of your mind? Like, how do you come back from that? Because you've not been in this situation in so many years, and you've not really dealt with that many times throughout your entire career.
Yeah, I think my last loss was almost 10 years ago. It's been a long time, and so I kind of let this loss sit with me for a little bit just to get it in that actual loss first of all, and then from there I was able to regroup. Um, Even though it was a loss, it was still a close fight, right? It was still like he won 3 rounds, I won 2 rounds on the scorecards, and I'm a worse night. You know what I mean? So it was easier to put it behind me, knowing that they weren't fully me in there on my best night. So it was easy to put it behind me in that way. Obviously a loss still hurts and upsetting. But like I said, now I'm at a stage where now I can. It is what it is. I truly believe that I am the best welterweight in the division. I've got to go out there Saturday night and prove it, and just put all my wrongs right. And it starts Saturday night.
Have you gone back and rewatched that fight, or do you not even like to think about that fight now?
I watched it before, like when it first finished. I rewatched it, but I haven't watched it since. And I just knew that it were, like I said, I felt like it weren't me, and watching it back, it weren't me. You know what I mean? So it was difficult to watch the way the fight went. And knowing that I'm like 9 out of 10 times I beat Belal. But that one time he got the win, and it is what it is. But whatever the circumstances was leading into the fight, it's like right now, like I said, it is what it is, and I'm focusing on becoming a two-time world champion, and that's just where my head is at.
It felt so different, like with the Colby Covington fight, because Colby made things so personal. We talked about just the disgusting things that guy said going into the fight, and I understood why that would fire you up more. But you still went in there and fought, very smart. You didn't let it get to
Yeah.
you. I think Bilal's a little different because Bilal, it seems more like a fight thing. Like I don't think he ever said anything like terribly personal to you, but I know just from
No.
hearing interviews and talking to you over years, like it almost seems like he just annoys you. Is that kind of like the best way to say it? Like it's not a Colby thing where it's personal. It's more like it's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
annoying thing.
he's just an annoying human being. I feel like, just I hate the way he looks and just the way he talks. He's that's all it was for that fight. It wasn't nothing personal. It was just a weird guy.
Yeah. Is there a mutual respect there? Because I mean, obviously, I know we know the story. I know
Hello.
you
All right.
talked about it. Like with obviously fighting at 5 a.m. and I know you were doing a little bit of injury. Listen, I know, when you say it, and I know this, like when you say it out loud, it becomes an excuse. And I know that's obviously not, I'm sure that's not what you mean, but like, is it just because it was that guy on that night? That's why it sticks in your gut a little bit more.
Because it could was a bit out. But like I said, a loss for me, a loss is a loss. Could have been whoever, to be honest. It doesn't really matter who it was. I feel like I'm much better than what my last fight was, and that's all it was. It's more on my behalf than anybody else. Like I said, I hate to lose, and it's proven by my record, and proven by how much what I've done in the UFC. So, like I said, it is what it is right now, and I'm just focused on the next chapter.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, when you got this call to fight in London again, I know it's always special to fight at home. How quickly did you ask the UFC to say, what time is this fight going to be?
before I fucking agreed anyway. I was like, what time are we fighting first? And then they said like normal time. I was like, okay, perfect. Let's do it. Otherwise, I them to fuck off.
I know that has got to be like one of the weirdest things ever, right? Like fighting at 5 a.m. Like no matter how you cut it, that has got to be one of the weirdest things. Like because I mean, I'm sure you in training camp you're getting your body ready for that as much as you can, but there's only so much you can do to get yourself going from like fighting at like midnight to 5 a.m.
Yeah, 100%. There's only so much you can do, right? Because you're still at home. You're still sunny outside when you're normally awake. It's just a weird. It's a crazy thing, right? And just no matter how much you try to prepare for it, it's just difficult to do. Whilst it's still on the same time zone and in the same country, it's impossible.
Now, Leon, I got to ask because I know you mentioned yesterday when asked about the Jack Della Maddalena fight, you said you actually favor Jack to beat Belal. But let me ask you this. Is there part of you that maybe in the back of your head roots for Belal to win that fight? Because I'm sure you'd take the title back no matter who it's against, but wouldn't it mean more to fight Belal again?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. I think it definitely mean more to me to take that back from Belal. You know, um, I feel like it's a close fight. Obviously, him and Jack. Jack got good scrambles, right? One, it's easy to take him down, but it's good scrambling back to his feet. And I feel like he's better boxer than Bilal. So I don't know. I feel like if I had to favor somebody, I'd probably favor Jack in that fight. But let's see.
Yeah, when I say root for Belal, that's probably like the last thing you want to do. But again, that's the guy you want to fight, right? Like that's you don't want to root for Belal, but that's the guy you want to fight for the title.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for none of them, to be honest with you. Because, like I said, I love for it to be Bilal, so I can like get it back from Bilal. But if it's not, then it's not, right? I don't give a shit who wins or loses, and this is where I'm at.
Yeah, we all know this sport is all about timing and opportunity. I mean, that's how, we always bring it up last year. Dustin Poirier had lost to Justin Gaethje. He comes back, beats Benoit Saint Denis, and he gets a title shot. And good for him. Obviously, no one faults him for that. It looked like, obviously, we were going to get Shavkat. He seemed to be the guy. And then he gets injured. Now you get Jack in there. Is there a world, Leon, where you go out there, you start Sean Brady, and you do get that title fight right away, and you jump over Shavkat? Because again, I know Shavkat had a very, very close fight with Ian Gary. And listen, timing and opportunity. I don't know how long his injury is going to keep him out. Obviously, we got Belal and Jack today, but is there a world where you see if you go out there and start Sean Brady, where you just jump right back to the head of the line?
Yeah, 100%, definitely, and that's where my head is at. I'm also focused right now on Sean Brady, this weekend, and then from there, my head is towards the title. So that's what my focusing is on.
Yeah. Is there always a mindset of like staying, again, you're fighting in like literally a couple days, so I know your mindset is only about Sean Brady and fighting in a couple of days, but you go out there, you knock him out, and you have a great performance, like stay ready, because you don't know.
Exactly.
You may get the call for May. I mean, you may get the call that I'm not wishing Jack any ill will, obviously, but that's the nature of the beast.
Exactly. Like you never know, like injuries happen and stuff happens, and it's a crazy game that we're in, so stay ready and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Can I ask, I know this is kind of off subject. I'm just curious because I know you always keep an eye on the division. Obviously you were fighting Belal, and it seemed like the guy after that would have been Shavkat. Can I ask, like, what did you think of Shavkat and Ian Gary? Because that seemed like it would have been a really fun fight, and you could have easily fought either one of those guys, instead of Sean Brady. What did you think of that fight with Shavkat?
From what I remember, you weren't as exciting as I thought it would be, Obviously the way they was talking Shavkat up and this boogeyman in the division, and just weren't. It was average. It was the average fight, right? You weren't like Barton Burner that everyone thought it was going to be. I know that they're training together before, so maybe that's the reason why they're more wary of each other's style. But I think there's different holes in the game, right? In Shavkat's game and Ian's game, and I think that shows in that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we got to be honest. Like, there hasn't been a ton of movement at welterweight since you fought Belal last year. I mean, Belal got injured. Yeah. He didn't fight in December. Obviously, he's fighting in May now. Again, it is. I know you don't wish anyone ill will, but this does kind of work out in your favor, right? Like, you're fighting in March, main event against a guy like Sean Brady, who's on a good streak, looking good. Yeah. Obviously beating some big wins right there. We don't know when Shavkat's coming back. At least I haven't heard that myself as far as timing. Again, you go out and have a big win this weekend. You're right back there, right? Because like Usman still hasn't fought. A couple other guys are coming off losses. Yeah. This feels like, again, I don't know if you believe in fate, Leon, but it does kind of feel like fate is set up for you to get that rematch.
100%, definitely. I feel that's exactly where we're at with it. I feel like everything's lining up. The MMA gods is putting it all in line for me to get my belt back, and that's just like I said. But it all starts on Saturday night, and I go out there, take care of business. We'll see what happens from there.
And I know, listen, you can't always make predictions. You've gone out there and had big knockouts, big finishes before, but also it depends on how the guy's going to give you openings, opportunities. When you look at Sean Brady, do you feel like he's going to give you the opening to go out there and do, maybe headshot dead or whatever however we want to call the shot? Do you feel like Brady's going to get, because, you can say Colby didn't really give you that because Colby just didn't engage. Like Colby didn't engage you to give you openings.
Exactly. I feel like Sean will engage, and I will give him an opportunity to to get the finish, and that's just where I'm at. You know, I'm looking to go out there and get the finish over him and prove to the world that I am still the best welterweight in the division. You know, I feel like so yeah, I feel like in the way he fights, I think there's be a lot of openings for me to hurt him. You know, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, Leon, man, again, this is a great fight. I think Jack would have been a great fight as well. Listen, I know you want the title, you want Belal, but at some point, can you please fight a striker just so we can see that just a striker? They just
I'm
keep
trying.
giving you grapplers.
I'm trying to find a striker, you know. But like I said, there's not many in the division to be fair. In top five, they're all fucking wrestlers. So I feel like hopefully soon those strikers come through.
By the time your career's over, you're going to be like an Olympic level wrestler, Leon.
100%.
Well, Leon, I appreciate doing this, man. Obviously, I know the fight's only a couple of days away. Probably get in the middle of the weight cut here soon. So I appreciate doing this, man. Obviously, have a great fight this weekend. Thank you as always for the time, and I really do appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.